Hi, I'm Maggie Harding, and I am so excited to be sharing with you my first project for Graphic 45. Today I'm going to make a journal that I'm going to use to keep myself organized. I'm going to have sections in here for projects that I need to do, design team work I need, things I need to buy. We all need one of those lists, don't we? Ideas and all those kind of things. Now you could also use a book like this for a wedding planner and put different sections in it for things you needed to do. You could make one with a standard size notebook like this one. You could use an ABC primer and make it for one of your children and put sections in it like I've done with this one. This is one I made a long time ago, and I want one that's a little smaller. This is kind of big. A small one would be easier for me to take with me. So let's get started. Now you'll notice that this has a plastic flap, and what we're going to do is make a page that we're going to slip down in here so that it'll be protected, and this will be a good sturdy notebook. You can buy these smaller ones at any office supply store. I saw them at Walmart. They do make lined paper that goes with it, which I think is really important because I want to be able to add and subtract pages as needed. Also going to make some dividers to divide my different sections up. Okay, I've cut a base page already, and this page is 6 3/4 by 8 1/2. I have used this paper right here, which is in Scribe. We're also going to be using this paper, which is Celebrate. And we're going to do some fussy cutting from this page, which is Dream. We're going to fussy cut one of these ladies here. We're going to fussy cut this box of crayons, and we're going to fussy cut this stamp strip out here. And also we need this page right here, which is Typography, and we're going to cut this part out right here. So now I've already gone and pre-cut my pieces so that you don't have to watch me cut paper and things like that. But one thing I do want to do is I want to round the corners because I think this will look prettier inside that binder cover. Now, for a nice finished look, you always want to ink your edges because the paper has a white inner core, and I think it looks nicer and kind of gives things a definition to ink. I'd already inked the rest of it. I just needed to ink the corners. Okay, so there's the first thing we want to do. Now, I've cut a smaller piece that I'm going to fit here, and this piece of paper is 4 inches by 7 3/4. Okay, let me just kind of get a quick little idea of what my layout's going to be like. I've pulled out 2 of the chipboard tags, and I've inked them. But before you ink them, for a really nice finished look, I don't know if you can see this, but the tags have little doodads where it's attached, so I like to take a file and just file those off. It looks so much nicer when you do that. And then when you ink them, they just have a nice finished edge. So I've already gone and done that to these 2 tags here. I made some flowers already. They're pretty much flat flowers, but I used the back side of this paper, which is green, to cut flowers. And I used a McGill Floriano punch for this large one. And I used McGill's retro flower for the small one. After I punched them, I simply took my little foam pad here and I took my stylus here and just went around them a little bit and gave them just a little tiny bit of dimension like that. Okay. Of course, I inked them first, and I used English Ivy Prima ink to ink them. So then we're just going to put them around, I think like that. So there we have it, a typography cover for our notebook. And it's just going to slip right inside. Oops, make sure. Quite nicely. There you go. Okay, I decided to add just a couple more things to my page here. I've added a little keyhole, and I used brads to attach that. And I've got this little word stick here. It says "Enjoy the Journey." And I've put score tape on the back, and I'm going to use that to adhere it. Then I have this clock face. And finally, a little pen nib. Set that aside to dry. Okay, let's make some page dividers. I'm going to use these plastic ones that I bought because they're kind of cool. You can write on them. I'll show you. And then, if you don't like what you wrote or you need to change it, you just take a little stamp cleaner and it comes right off. So I like that. That's nice and practical. Okay, so what we want to do, I'm going to use black cardstock. You can use whatever color you like. We want to cut the cardstock to 8 5/8 by 11 1/4. What I'm going to do is slip this through so that just the little tab is showing. To do that, line up your liner. Use a color of ink that you can see. I'm using white ink. I'm just marking the edges of the tab there. And then I'm going to take my craft knife and just cut a slit right in there. Now you can stick that right through there, and you've got a nice page divider. Okay, now let's mark our holes. Okay, that's going to fit quite nicely. So now to adhere it, I'm going to use 1/4 inch score tape. And we're going to put a piece of tape across the bottom, but not the top, just the bottom. And bonus, you've got 2 little pockets here if you need them. Just leave that open at the top. Okay, let's make a divider page. I've taken some alpha letters from the sticker page here. I'm going to stick them onto a piece of black cardstock that you won't see. I find it a little bit easier to get my letters lined up if I stick them onto something like this. Nice letters, all nicely lined up. Okay, now I've already cut out my paper here and I've inked it. This is also from the Inscribe, and it is 2 7/8 by 7 inches. This is a cut apart from the Imagine page. I took a couple of chipboard buttons and I've tied a little piece of twine in them. Now I'm just going to glue them on the page. Okay, so that finishes that page. We can put it in our binder now. There we go. So I'm going to make several more, and I'm going to use different collections to do them, and I'll show you those when I get them finished. Thank you for watching.